running with the crew. You got a few, we got a slew. We trying to do what they said that we couldn't do. Oh yeah, I ain't living with regrets. Ain't no limits, ain't no rest. They want money, power, respect. I want more, wanna be blessed. We want the legacy. We got the hope and we bring in the remedy. Working it steadily. We want the glory. We want the blessing. If I do it, I'ma do it for the glory. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do it for me. Kill it every day up in the morning. It's a blessing, so I do it for the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, you know I do it for the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, ay, when I do it, yeah, I do it for the glory. For the real, I know how they used to feel. Now I'm here up in the field, making these moves, making these deals. I made something out of nothing. I ain't bluffing, no discussion. Look at the numbers, I've been hustling. Little rough around the edges, still I made it though. Still I just been laying low. Man, I just feel grateful though. I know where I come from, man, I ain't alone. Yeah, and I feel so blessed, too blessed to be stressed. And I'm with the day unos, they don't ride to the death. We got the legacy, we got the hope, and we bring in the remedy. Working it steadily. We want the glory, we want the glory. If I do it, I'ma do it for the glory. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do it for me. Kill it every day up in the morning. It's a blessing, so I do it for the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, you know I do it for the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, ay, when I do it, yeah, I do it for the glory.
Don't get me started, I'm pleading. If this is a race, can't none of y'all beat me. Boy, I'm so good, it feel like I'm cheating. The well of the storm, I feel like it's season. This type of drive could push Lamborghinis. So get yourself signed and have your own sneaker. I'm in the van, I'm pushing the meter. A legend like
Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette. You know that I promised to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win. And I'ma do it again. Watch me win. Then watch me do it again. Tell them I can't take no loss. My team hold nowhere else, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I'ma always win.
Here live from DeVos Fieldhouse, Matt Wainer alongside Mike Coleman. Mike Coleman, no place I'd rather be than here on a snowy Holland evening for the rivalry game. Hope College 9-6 taking on Calvin 9-6. Mirrors of each other, both 4-0 in conference. And we have an exciting game here tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge MIAA matchup. Thanks everybody for joining us. It's packed here at DeVos, orange and blue and burgundy and gold. For all the Calvin fans and Hope fans checking in tonight, we welcome you. You know, you can talk for an hour about the X's and the O's and the numbers. We're going to break a couple things down. 214th all-time meeting. Hope has won 111 of those to 102 for Calvin. And Hope has had Calvin's number, then won 8 of 10, especially in the tournament, which we'll get to. But in the grand scheme of things, Matt Wainer, it comes down to two teams tied for first place in the MIAA, along with Trine. And so somebody tonight's getting knocked out of first place, and that trumps everything as we get set to battle.
And like you've talked about, Mike, it doesn't matter. Is this in Holland? Is it in Grand Rapids? It's a rivalry game, and the best team tonight is the one that's going to win. Like you said, we look back at last year, right? Hope winning that rubber match and going ahead 2-1, of course, when something was on the line, being able to do that in the MIAA tournament. But, I mean, these are two defensive teams.
Well, they really are. I mean, they can score at times, but for all their struggles really all season long, and we know more about Hope than Calvin just on paper, they're not bad shooting teams, but they rely on their defense. Bill Saul and Greg Mitchell have always stressed that, and these are two teams that only average 65, 66 points a game. So other than getting wildly hot, I anticipate this a low-scoring affair. Might come down to the last couple possessions.
I agree, and of course the big story, if you're a Calvin fan, they've dealt with it all year, but of course the ACL tear in the offseason there by Jalen Overway, him not being available here tonight for the rivalry game, and he has given Hope fits year after year. But tonight it's going to be a lot of Vernado for them. It's going to be a lot of Ekagezi, guys that have experience that I think Hope is and Coach Mitchell are really trying to prepare for.
Well, those guys are always going to get their numbers. Oddly enough, other than a couple games over Ekageze's career, he's not gone off on Hope. Same for Varnado. But guys that I want to watch out for Calvin is Ty Horkey, the transfer from Kalamazoo. He's a starter with the Hornets, came on the last 7 or 8 games, and Trevin Winkle's been hot. Then if you look at Hope College, they've been banged up all year long. They got a couple guys who have the flu, under the weather. We're without Josh Decker tonight and 3 other guys. Hope a little short-handed. Can Hope College hit enough shots where they can, you know, just keep them in the game? Because if they get down to a good Calvin defense, it could be a rough night for the Dutchman here at home.
And you and I both, we've talked, we expect it to be a defensive matchup, but hey, when it's a rivalry game, anything can happen.
You're absolutely right. Well, we're going to send it back to the studio. We've got a interview in the camera with Greg Mitchell, head coach in his 11th season for the Flying Dutchman. Alan Babbitt, sports information director, was gracious enough to spend some time with him and provide it for our broadcast. So Matt and I will take a break. We can listen and watch that. We'll be back after that. In a break, we'll set up more of the pregame show as 2 9-6 teams doing battle in the MIAA. We'll be right back. This is the Hope Sports Network.
Sports Information Director Alan Babbitt here with head men's basketball Greg Mitchell. Hope Calvin, the rivalry. Coach, you guys are in first place on a great run, 4-game winning streak. What have you seen from your team, particularly defensively, that's allowed you to be in this position coming into tonight?
Yeah, I think the key with us defensively is that we learned a lot from the non-conference schedule. In all honesty, we weren't super pleased with how we were guarding, how we were playing. We watched a lot of film. We took the break, the 2.5-week break, and really kind of identified who we needed to be. And so that was via film, that was personal meetings, collective meetings, and we just doubled down on how hard we have to play. We tweaked some things schematically to allow ourselves, I think, to be a little bit more aggressive, kind of corporate on the basketball. But a lot of credit to our guys for just buying into being a little bit tougher, a little bit nastier, playing harder earlier. We got a little healthier. You know, getting Marcus back in the fold after missing 7 games was critical for us. So, I mean, in all honesty, that's who we need to be. We've got to be a team that guards really, really hard and rebounds tough, and that's certainly going to be the case tonight.
Calvin has put things together as well after a challenging start from them. What have you seen from the Knights that allowed them to be in the same position with you, tied atop the league?
I see a great basketball team is what I see. You know, I think they started out 1-5 and arguably had the toughest non-conference schedule in the country. And then they're playing well. They're a 2-time All-American, and that's going to take time to get used to that new rhythm. I think what they've done really well is utilize their speed and size. You know, ironic that you lose a 6'10" guy, but I think they're still a really, really big team. And I think it took them a while to figure out their rhythm and how they're playing. And I think they're playing great basketball. They're getting good balance inside and out. They're attacking the rim really, really tough. And I think they're guarding really hard. And they have, at least at 4 positions, a size advantage over most teams are playing. So it's going to be an interesting chess match when you look at it. I think 2 really good defensive teams, 2 teams that are believing in themselves right now. So it's a great time for a big game.
Keys to the victory for the Flying Dutchman tonight.
For us, I'll sound like a little bit of a broken record, but we've got to live into our identity. We've got to make it tough for them to score. We feel like we've got to win the rebounding battle because I think it'll come down to a possession game. So, you know, a rebounding margin on our side, a turnover number that's acceptable and lower than theirs. Somebody's going to have to step up. I think in this game, it's awesome because typically something goes off script. Some player plays a little more conviction and belief, and that could be the 6-0 run that makes a difference. But we feel if we play harder the longest and rebound the ball and make it really tough for them to score, we're going to like our chances. It should be a great night.
Give the gift of flowers from Heisman Flowers, offering green plants, tabletop centerpieces, and breathtaking floral arrangements of all different shapes, sizes, and colors. Celebrate your next event with us or give a gift to that special someone. Offering nationwide same-day flower delivery. Visit us online at HeismanFlowers.com.
And welcome back to the pregame show here as we get set for the rivalry game. Calvin on the road against Hope College here at the DeVos Fieldhouse. And Matt Wayner, we look across, the Dew crew is in full swing. The student section for Hope College. We got the Calvin student section off to our left. It's going to be raucous back and forth, and we're caught in the crossfire right here.
Hey, shout out to the Knights who came out here tonight with that drive from Grand Rapids. We got more snow coming in, but it doesn't matter on rivalry night. And a shout out as well as all the Hope fans that are made it out here as the Dew crew is popping. We got none other than DJ Bobby G breaking it down out here in DeVos Fieldhouse. He does a fantastic job.
Yeah, there's an incredible amount of energy as we get set. Calvin off to our right, Hope off to our left. Looking at things the way they're stacking up. Calvin with their record, they started 0-5, 1-6, and Hope College on a struggle bus too early on. They were 3-5. When they both righted the ship, Hope comes in with a 4-game winning streak, undefeated in MIAA play. Calvin a little bit better. They've won 8 straight. You got a 9-6 team, Matt Wayner, and in one top 25 ranking, highly distinguished ranking in D3 basketball. They're ranked 30th in the nation. That's what kind of respect this team came in with. They were ranked in the top 10 in the nation to start things off.
Absolutely, and this Calvin team, I think it's got to start right now with that really, really tough non-conference schedule. They play at one point the second hardest schedule in Division III, according to D3Hoops.com. And I mean, they just play tough team after tough team after tough team, not including a couple of tough games against Wisconsin Oshkosh. So they are battle-tested. They're without their big and Jalen Overway, and I think they are in mid-season form, and I'm expecting them to be able to come out and want to hit Hope in the mouth.
Well, you know, you go back a long ways. We're in the 214th all-time meeting, and you've got stretches in this rivalry that have spread. In the 70s, it was dominated by Calvin. In this short frame right now, Hope has won 8 of the last 10. And I want to go back to last year. The last time these two teams played on this court, it was a dominating win by Hope College, 59-42. And then they extended it. I listened to the podcast of the last 2 times these teams met. It was in the MIAA semifinal game at Angola, Indiana, at Trine. Hope College taking on number 6 Calvin. Hope College won 83-68, due in part by Gabe Quillen, a career-high 31 points and 7 of 10 from the three-point line. Good shooting by Hope, being a good team. They're going to need that tonight.
Quillen fantastic in that game, and I kind of expect a get-back game for him because he's been quiet the last couple matchups. You know, on Saturday, it's kind of the slugfest against Adrian, and you know, he was a little bit absent offensively for parts of that game. I expect him tonight to be the one that wants to come out and really be able to set the tone for Hope.
Well, he's the anchor. He's the straw that stirs the drink, the hub in the wheel. Calvin coming off a victory over Olivet on Saturday, convincingly, 86-55. They shot 50%. Hope College shot 33% on Saturday in the win over Adrian. They've got to do better. Matt and I are going to step aside. We'll keep it right here as we listen to the playing of the national anthem. We'll have the honor guard and the starting lineups. Tip-off coming right up here at DeVos Fieldhouse. This is packed, high energy on a snowy Wednesday night.
Please remain standing at attention until the colors have been retired. Ladies and gentlemen, the Holland Police Department Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Hope College Jr., Mr. Will Walker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proud the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
our nation's anthem, and now Darren Dystromars will introduce the starting lineups as we get set. We'll keep it right here as we get set for Hope versus Calvin. Little delay here for the moment as the honor guard makes its way off the court. It is razor sharp energy here on this Wednesday night. Calvin bench off to our left, Hope bench off to our right as we get set for the starting lineups. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here on the campus of Hope College. For today's MIAA contest between the Knights of Calvin University and your Hope College Flying Dutchman. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Knights at 1 forward, a 6'5" sophomore from McBain, number 1, Trevin Winkle. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'3" senior from Zeeland, number 2, Eli Schoonville. At 1 forward for the Knights, a 6'6" junior from Muskegon, number 3, Owen Vernado. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'5" sophomore from Shelby, number 24, Parker Hovey. Starting at center for the Knights, a 6'7" sophomore from Petoskey, number 23, Brady Ewing. And at center for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'9" senior from Ada, number 33, Gabe Quillen. At 1 guard for the Knights, a 6'4" senior from Huntley, Illinois, number 0, Uchenna Egakeza. And at 1 guard for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'2" junior from Rochester Hills, number 10, Justice Mims. And at the final guard spot for the Knights, a 6'3" junior from Caledonia, number 5, Luca Ressler. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'11" junior from Lansing, number 12, Marcus Warman. Calvin University is coached by Bill Saul. Hope College is coached by Greg Mitchell. Your officials this evening, Kyle Bowen, Bart Wojcicki, and Christian Smith.
Well, we got the lineups, Matt Wainer. You've got the Calvin Calvin University Knights with a senior, 2 juniors, 2 sophomores in the starting lineup. Hope College will counter with 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore, and 2 fine head coaches doing battle once again.
And you love to see Mims back in that lineup, nursing a little bit of an ankle injury on Saturday. He was not available against Adrian, but he's here tonight, and they're going to need that senior leadership.
Greg Mitchell in his 11th season as head coach at Hope College, 13-11 overall. Bill Saul in his 6th year, 7-8 against the Flying Dutchman. And that will go favoring Hope College as Hope moving left to right on their home whites. Good to see Mims back. Good to see Schoonveld on the court. He was a little under the weather, but you can't keep Eli out of a game, battling through so much diversity in his career. Just underway. Calvin in the maroon and gold. Hovey top of the key, getting a high screen. Ball kicked away in the backcourt. That's going to be an over and a back and an early turnover in the Calvin student section, making some noise.
Good first play there by Winkle. Love him just get his hands inside there, make things hard. Hovey's so tough, and you can't say enough about what he's been able to do. I mean, that 13 he had on Saturday against Adrian felt like 25. And the way he's able to impact the game, offense, defense, whatever it might be.
He's been incredible. 16 points per game in conference games for Parker Hovey, the sophomore out of Shelby. Working the offense, top of the key. Zip pass down low. Even without Overway, this is a tall team for Calvin as Ewing has to go cross court. Ekegeze 3 to shoot a wild step back 18-footer short. Good defense by the Dutchman.
Ekegeze in years past has not been really the offensive guy that's always needed the ball in his hands. This year, I mean, with 13 a game, he's been that for them. And in his 5th year, he's been everything they've needed and more.
That is absolutely true. Here's Warman. He's been solid offensively. 3-ball, corner pocket. Mims skips out. Trying to fight hard for the offensive rebound as Quillen saves it to Schoonveld, and Hope gets control. Loose basketball. We got a foul in the backcourt as Ekegeze with a reach in. He fouled out of last year's game in the semifinal game. That's a big foul for Calvin.
Ekegeze needing him in the game the whole time. I mean, he's kind of been that defensive anchor for them every year he's played. Look back at every rivalry game, Mike. I mean, he has filled it up.
Understatement. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year for the MIAA, 3-time All-Conference. Hovey banging low. Down on Winkle. No good. 2 good rebounding teams and a reach-in foul as Hope College with the malfeasance. Who they're going to give that to? And that's going to be on Gabe Quillen. So you got 2 of your best with a foul on each side. Ekegeze and Quillen for Calvin and Hope respectively.
I'm curious if you're a Dutch fan. I mean, you don't want to see Quillen or Coach Mitchell have to go to the bench too early, but I wonder who it's going to be. Is it going to be Blau that comes off the bench, freshman from Colorado? Or who else might be able to come in with that 5 spot?
I think both teams are evenly matched off the bench. Calvin, not a lot of productivity at times, but they normally ride with the 5 starters. Poke away, turnover, Hope with numbers as Hovey has it tipped out, and he's just got to be warned by that as his teammates got to shout that he's got somebody coming behind and turnover Hope, their second.
Absolutely. Here's that defensive battle we talked about.
Bernardo for 3. He's solid. Drops down the tray, and Calvin takes the early lead.
Bernardo's so big and strong. Can do it any way he wants, really, at 15 a game. I mean, I just love his game when he's inside, outside, whatever he wants to do, but it's the strength that stands out to me here, 20 feet in front of us.
Yep, strong inside, leading 3-point shooter, Mims. Right arc, trying to get a high screen. Calvin playing man-to-man defense, just giving up 65.5 per game. Shot clock at 8. Warman looking for some space on a high screen. Left elbow, kick out. Quillen, 3-ball. Yes!
You were the one that said Quillen 7 threes in that MIAA tournament game. And I was just getting her to say, I remember calling you after Warman and Hovey with the big steal.
And one! Goes down hard, but he gets fouled in the and one. Turnover. Defense leading to offense, complimentary basketball. And to your point, Matt, yes, 7 3-balls by Quillen in that semifinal game.
As we see that replay there, Hovey, so much toughness, the way he attacks the basket. Fantastic play there.
And a hard foul, which you really have to do in that situation to prevent the basket. But Hovey, 30 pounds lighter, much stronger, and really has taken over in his sophomore campaign for this Flying Dutchman.
You can see in just 3 minutes of play so far how physical both these teams are. They demand themselves defensively to be rewarded. And every time, I mean, both possessions, they're just forcing the other team into such precarious positions to shoot.
Absolutely true, and it always takes a couple minutes for these teams to settle things out because there's so much energy early on. Ekegeze using his body. He's a seasoned pro, had space and laid it up and in. 6'5", Calvin. Check
Go
that.
back to that Quillen shot. I remember, I mean, with Werman being the one to dish, I remember calling you after Hope Calvin at Calvin last year and being like, man, Werman felt like the most important player on the court for 10 minutes out of the time. We'll see what he's able to come up with here. Quillen just a little strong.
Yeah, a little bit strong. I said it was 6'5", Calvin. It's 6'5", Hope is wheeling around topside.
There's Carlson checked in, the senior.
Yep. Sam Carlson out of Superior, Colorado. Banging down low on Quillen, already playing with a foul. Good move by Ewing, missed the puppy, and Carlson goes high for the carom. We played almost 4 minutes. Hope 2 of 5, Calvin 2 of 3.
Saw Ewing, high school teammate of Ben Waggar's. Waggar, we'll see if he comes in here later today if he's available.
He's a little under the weather with the flu-like symptoms. We shall see as Hovey misses it on his patented window shot. Simon Newhouse with 10 points in the win on Saturday looks to check in for Hope. Inside 16 minutes remaining. Both teams 9-6. Both teams 4-0 in the MIAA. Trying to make some space. Trying an action tonight against Adrian. We'll have an update as soon as we're able. Ekegeze. Kick out. Three-pointer on the way. Too strong. Rebound Quillen. Slow offense for Quillen on Saturday, but he still had 8 rebounds in the slog victory over Adrian. Werman, NBA triple. Too strong. And cleared by Ewing on the rebound. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out in the physical first few minutes.
No Vegas lines on this game.
No.
But Mike, if it's between you and I think it's in that 115 range because we're looking at something a little underwhelming here offensively.
Last year it was 59-42 here at DeVos, and Bill Saul screaming for a foul as Ekegeze came up empty. Hovey, top frame. Over to Warman, the junior out of East Lansing. Double figures in his last 6. Trying to work off the dribble on Varnado. Working it inside, and he steps on the end line. Tough break for Hope as they cough it up. We got a timeout on the court. Matt, let's take a break. Media timeout. We got a good one, if not a high-scoring game. A lot of energy right here at DeVos. 6-5 Hope on the Hope Sports Network.
Hope College is where academic greatness and a vibrant Christian tradition give students a foundation to pursue their passions and chase their life's calling. Hope ranks near the top nationally for undergraduate research, innovation, and value. Hope College is preparing students for a life of leadership and service. Learn more at hope.edu.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
With Matt Wainer, I'm Mike Coleman. Before we look at the X and O's in the first 5 minutes, I want to give a big shout out to my good friends and one of my few friends that are Calvin grads. Rob Brummel listening in from Atlanta, Georgia, probably shoveling snow right now in between plays. But Rob, one of my best mates, checking in. We have folks from all over the nation checking into Hope Calvin and the rivalry, Matt.
We're so glad to have you here with us here in snowy Holland, Michigan. Expecting maybe a few more inches even here tonight and a packed house. But shout out all the way from California to the East Coast. We're happy to have you here with us.
That is a fact. Both teams shooting 2 for 6 for Calvin, 2 for 7 for Hope. Early struggles inside 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Ekegeze, preseason second-team All-American for Calvin, playing without their All-American from last year, Jalen Overway. Hope playing some inspired defense, Matt.
And that's Newhouse that checked in there, obviously from Ada, Forest Hills grad.
Varnado kicks out. 3-ball on the way. Nothing but net by Trevin Winkle. We told you how hot he's been his last 6 games.
Yeah, Winkle, I love the energy he's playing with so far. Ways attacking. There's Mims. Can't get it to go.
Circled the drain. Kick out. Winkle averaging almost 14 a game in his last 6, all double figures. He could be the X factor out of McBing, Michigan for Calvin today as they take the lead. Good plant by Varnado. Can't get it to drop. Cleared by Mims. And Hope with the numbers. Kick out over to Warman. 3-ball on the way. Bingo!
Keep shooting it. Keep shooting it. They need Marcus like they need a breath of fresh air, and every time that he has that open look, you want him to shoot that.
Hope comes in third in the league at 33%, just a tick below Calvin, second in the three-point department. There's a nice play down low by Ekageze. They've got to find a way to bottle that up down low as Ekageze will go to the line on the Hope foul.
I know, and it's interesting to see, Mike. I mean, the way they kind of run this two-guard setup. I mean, Vernado just wants to get a step on you and then use his body to be able to square up to the basket. And on the other end, I mean, Ekageze just uses his speed. But, I mean, they use that high ball screen so well to be able to create space. It's not unlike what Marcus and Quillen like to do as well.
This team, Calvin started 0 for 5 on the year. Maybe a little bit of a hangover without Jalen Overway. The big 6'11" All-American, trying to find a way to play basketball without their big. As the first free throws off the mark. For two teams, Matt, they got to shoot free throws tonight. They're both at 69% in the year.
Two of the worst free throw shooting teams in the country, truly, when it comes down to statistics. And both teams that, like you said, they're just like mirrors of each other. Same record, similar offensive styles, and similar identity. As you hear Coach Mitchell talk about in the pregame, like, hey, I mean, we know who they are and we know our identity, and we know that defense is what we're going to be built on.
And you know Calvin has that same philosophy. Bill Saul and Greg Mitchell, actually two former MIAA players battling. Greg Mitchell for Hope, career three-point percentage record. Bill Saul with a nice career with Calvin as well. I wouldn't say they're the chummiest of head coaches, a lot of respect, but I always look at the handshake after the game. Hubby down low, good feed, good scoop and score.
Great cut by Hubby. Just off ball, Calvin just kind of lost him in the fold there.
You don't see that too often with the Calvin defensive team as Vernado trying to use his strength, slashing. And that is Ty Horkey, the Kalamazoo College transfer, offensive rebound by Vernado. One of the leading rebounders on this team over to Reamer's. Kick out topside, 3-ball on the way, too strong. Check that. Membership bounces. Parker Schwartz, the sophomore out of Northview, gets a nice, kind roll up the back of the rim, and Calvin takes the lead back. Schoonveld whips it over to Justice Mims. Didn't play in Saturday's game. Hear it against Adrian. Schoonveld going baseline.
Nice pass.
Parker Hubby, what's the call? It's going the other way. He step on the end line.
Yeah, I think he had him on when Schoonveld trying to get that wraparound pass, just kind of stepped on the baseline there.
Good help side defense by Calvin. Hope now in a full court press is the freshman Brady Miller for Hope out of Forest Hill Central.
Miller's so important for those 7 games that Werman was out. Played mass minutes, of course, his 24 points in November. I mean, his offensive output was great there. He's kind of been stagnant a little bit, but love the minutes he plays off the bench.
And he'll give you 6 points a game. Stop, pop, missing. Is that one tapped away by Varnardo, cleared by Schoonveld. Mims has a seam, goes up and missed the puppy. He had it. Ekageze on his back hip, and I think he paid too much attention. Inside, rejected by Newhouse, but a foul by Hovey down low. And Calvin trying to add to the 1-point lead.
Hovey just a little bit too much in the air there. I mean, Newhouse great back there. I can't say enough about how important Newhouse has been to Hope over the last 4 games. He comes off the bench for 15 minutes, and he's able to fill it up, whether that be defensively, offensively. Somebody I think that likely will fall right into that Schoonveld role when Schoonveld graduates.
He's been the breakout player from his freshman to sophomore season on this ball club as wrestler back in, the junior out of Catholic Central. Ekageze gets a breather. He plays a lot of minutes. Gabe Quillen, he's got a foul. He'll check back in as Newhouse gets a breather in his first rivalry game for Newhouse. At the line, Parker Schwartz, the sophomore. Schwartz will give you 4.5 points a game in 16 minutes. Second free throw is up, and that one is good. 2 for 2, and the biggest lead for either team, Calvin with a 3-point margin. They played almost 8 minutes. Warman wheeling up that high screen that you talked about, Matt, over to Quillen. He was 7 for 10 in an MIAA semifinal game. Hovey getting shoved deep in the midcourt as Schwartz with the hip check.
I don't like that. If you're Calvin there for Schwartz, get that off-ball foul. I mean, I see he was late, not getting the positioning, trying to push Hovey off the block, and it's like, hey, you got beat. You kind of got to let him have that for moments at a time, understanding that that offense is going to run through Quillen at the top of the key. Quillen's not running a pick and roll with Hovey right there. I mean, you got to expect Quillen wanting to go off ball. I mean, it's just not a great foul.
Well, we'll see how tight they call it. Looking at the personal fouls, 3 for Hope, 3 for Calvin. Both shooting 4 of 11 on the day. And 4 turnovers for Hope, 3 for Calvin. So still kind of that feeling out process. You got 8 minutes in, though, Matt Wainer. We're seeing a couple teams that aren't shooting very well. The defense, like we talked about in the pregame, has been pretty ambitious. Man-to-man on both sides of the basketball.
Yeah, I think that's what we'd expect. Both these teams so tenacious on defense when it comes to that man-to-man. And let's talk about the team that's not in the room. That's Trine, number 3 in the country, undefeated. And you have that score for them as they're playing Adrian right now.
Well, we'll see them Saturday at their place. A tough week for Hope College, but right now at halftime from Adrian, it's Trine 38, Adrian 29. That is it at intermission.
Trine, of course, returning national champions. I mean, they were fantastic last year. Obviously, with the unfortunate death of Fred Garland and that team battling through that, I mean, they have not missed a beat. And I mean, not to mention how fantastic Fred was as a player, but important to that roster. And they're 14-1 now, and they look like the best team in the MIAA.
Schoonveld goes up, muscles one up on the feed from Quillen. And to your point, Matt, with Fred Garland passing away, that can really galvanize the team emotionally. Easy look down low, misses, and ripping that one down is Quillen. Puppy by wrestler, misses. Hope College with a chance to take the lead, 14-13.
These are the matchups you want if you're Hope.
For 3, good look, no go. Schoonveld chases it down. New life for Hope and a fresh 20.
Get Quillen on the block. It's the matchup you want. See if you can get a switch for Renato.
Warman has a dance off the rim, but he's going to the line.
You can tell how confident Hope is now attacking the basket. They like these matchups right now because they probably want to get Renato in foul trouble here. Calvin's going to the bench. Looks like that's Dane Harvey checking in, senior from Ada.
Well, Varnado in the rivalry in his career has fouled out twice as Egekeze back in and Brady Ewing back in, and we'll see Dane Harvey, who's not an offensive threat, but he had 19 points in a game a couple games ago, was 6 for 8 from the three-point line, just caught lightning in a bottle. Marcus Warman, free throw, is good.
Warman the junior, I mean, he came in as a freshman and he played with so much poise, consistency, especially in that rivalry game he played as a freshman off the bench. But I mean, he's somebody that he reclassified in high school, obviously had the experience at IMG Academy. Right. And I mean, for him to come in here as a freshman, it was right away impact.
No surprise, Matt, that Schoonveld is on Egekeze defensively. Double clutch down low. That is a beautiful basket down low. And
yeah, I'm sure there's some respect for each of their games. They look at each other, both 5th years, and both been some of the best defensive players in the MIAA for the last 5 years.
Shorts with 5. Quillen, triple team down low, tried to hook pass down to Miller. 17 to shoot, plenty of time, push pass. Schoonveld for 3. That one bangs off, kept alive by Quillen. We got a whistle. Who are they going to call that on? Oh my goodness, I thought that was going to be on Quillen. It's going to be on Brady Ewing for Calvin.
Man, I love that by Brady Miller, Mike. I mean, he's probing, he gets in the middle, he has space, and then he finds Schoonveld for a nice 3-point try. It doesn't go down, but I love Miller attacking the basket, creating a new look for them.
And he didn't panic, even though the Calvin fans, the students up to the left, were in his ear. He didn't panic, he kicked it out. Schoonveld had a good look. 10:40 remaining in the first half. Quillen takes it between the circles, right by the orange anchor. Looking to go to Warman, and he does. Warman off that high screen once again. He'll try it from 16. Good look short. Quillen with the offensive rebound. And a battle won by Schwartz has been everywhere in the first half for Calvin.
These teams just setting up bricks right now, Mike.
Inside, scoop and score. Nice play by Luca Ressler, the junior. And back and forth we go. Calvin takes back the 3-point lead on a 4-point run. Hovey trying to get some space, and we got a reach-in foul. Good for Hovey, just banging down low, initiating contact.
Yeah, that's smart, especially him understanding he has a strength advantage. I thought Schwartzman may have called earlier for kind of having his hands too close on the body there. Nonetheless, he gets away with it.
And they're going to call it on Dane Harvey on the reach-in as they try and feed Quillen. Open look, 18-footer by Justice Mims. Boy, Hope's getting some good looks, but they've cooled off, just 5 of 16. Meanwhile, Calvin goes up strong with Egekeze. And Egekeze's going to the line. Another Hope foul.
You see Ekekeze with his hands on his knees. I mean, we're 10 minutes into this game. They're already the pace has been horrendous.
It always is. That foul would be on Eli Schoonveld.
Just see that replay there. I mean, Schoonveld trying to just be able to get up, have a chance to get the block, and love the way Ekekeze uses his body to get to the basket.
6 points by Egekeze so far. His free throw shooting was pretty abysmal early on in his career. Really his only hiccup, but right now he's shooting 67% in his 5th year, so that has improved. As Schwartz out, Ewing out, Bernardo back in. And back in is, let's see, we're missing somebody. Can't see 2 players in the numbers. We'll get in a second. Free throw off the mark. Offensive rebound try by Calvin. Tipped out of bounds. That's going via Hope. Hope down by 4, their biggest deficit of the day. Just 1 for their last 6 field goals. They've got to make some baskets. You can't shoot under 40% in this game and expect to win. Ah, the old baseball, here we go. Dutchman, here we go.
Getting the Duke crew into it over there.
Yeah.
And another shout out, DJ Bobby G. Just throwing it down out here in DeVos Fieldhouse for Hope College.
Push pass in the corner near side to Mims, trying to work on an ISO. And he's got Winkle all over him, 8 to shoot. Quillen wants it down low. Well, we got a reach-in foul. Boy, Quillen is just getting manhandled down low. Bill Saul's 3 feet out on the court.
Just not sure if that's where he feels like he can be most effective. Probably going to want to run some people off, even off high ball screens, something he can get a little bit more space. He's comfortable 18 feet out. He's comfortable hitting threes, as we've seen. But Vernado is doing a really good job keeping him off the block.
Well, he is. Bernardo strong, light but strong, and Schwartz back in after a short rest. 6'7" frame, maybe battling on Quillen as Gabe Quillen at the line. First free throw is good. Hope doing the job, Matt Weiner. Free throws 4 of 4. They were just 15 of 29 in the win on Saturday over Adrian.
Under 70% on the season. That's tough to overcome when you're a team, I mean, just scoring 70 points a game.
Well, the defense has been stout. Hope in 3 of the 4 MIAA games have held opponents under 53 points. Quillen's second effort, no good. Newhouse trying to keep it alive. But Calvin controls. 5-1 run in the last 2 minutes for Calvin. Inside look, turnaround, wrestler, money.
That's impressive. Great look by the junior from Caledonia, Catholic Central High School. Wrestler so comfortable. He knew where he was going with the ball all the way.
He's been a veteran of these games. Any offense you can get out of Wrestler, and these are a bonus. Warman working off that high screen. Once again, the floater so tough, and he gets it to drop. Holy smacks.
Warman now with 7. He's kind of the straw that stirs right now for Hope's offense.
Yeah, he was 3 for 15 shooting. Step back, Schwartz. Offside iron, chased down. Hope a little bit lazy on the rebound try. Loose basketball out of bounds. It's going to stay with Calvin.
Yeah, you did not earn that bailout if that goes to Hope. I mean, not closing out, not able to get that offensive rebound. Tough possession. Hope and pray this doesn't turn into points.
Calvin not a great offensive rebounding team, but you've got to give them respect. You've got to box out.
And Hope and team, they're out rebounding their opponents by 7 a game. I mean, and that's not just Quillen. Quillen 8 rebounds a game. It's Hovey with adding 6 and Schoonveld adding 6. I mean,
yeah, Mims is a great rebounder for a guard. Mims weaving through traffic inside to Quillen, kick out. Newhouse, 10-footer baseline. Good look, no go. That's a good look. I'll take that all day.
I like the confidence in putting it up.
You bet.
Not being afraid of it. Corner 3.
No, and chasing that one down on the weak side is Schoonveld. Calvin back defensively, holding Hope to just 35% shooting. As Hope works the offense, Mims wants his big Quillen. He's got Bernardo on him. Calvin trying to drop down on the help side defense. They just got to feed it inside.
Oh, great move.
Blocked by Bernardo. Out of bounds, and it's going to give it to Calvin.
Mike Really impressive footwork by Quillen. Even more impressive from Nato as he goes to his bench to pump up Calvin. And man, they have the momentum right now.
All true. 21-18 Calvin. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Hope Sports Network.
Hope students are challenged to dig deeper. They're challenged to find their calling and shape their future. They're taught to empower their talents, chase their dreams, and encouraged to make a difference. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
With Matt Wainer to my right, I'm Mike Coleman. Typical Calvin game, first half, 7:42 left. No more than the 4 points of separation, Matt. What do you like so far if you're Hope, and what do you like so far if you're Calvin?
Well, I mean, I like the defensive effort from Hope, but what I want to start with what I don't like, Mike, is Hope has got to limit these second chance opportunities. Play with a little bit more intentionality. I mean, I've had enough conversations with Coach Mitchell. I mean, he will lose it when the defensive engagement on the perimeter is not there. And they're just a tad late on some of those switches in a way that Hope prides themselves, I mean, so good on deciding hedges and switches early. But if you're Calvin, I mean, you got to be pleased with the way you're controlling the tempo right now. And you haven't even gotten Vernado going yet, and I expect him to here soon.
Well, if you're a Hope fan, you don't want that to happen. But we talked about the defense of this game as Hope applying full court pressure. Calvin is 14th in the nation, giving up just 38% field goal percentage on their opponents. Hope just a few clicks. They're in the top 10% in D3, giving up just 40%. Stopping, popping, and hitting on that one is Ty Horkey. We talked about him in the pregame, the transfer out of Kalamazoo. He's been as hot as anyone lately for Calvin. Calvin up by 5. Mid-range. Mims responds with a 15-footer.
He loves that shot. He's been doing that all year long. With a lot of confidence from the senior.
And his shooting has really improved, and a tip away. Newhouse maybe got a piece of that. Hope on the run.
It's probably credited to Quillen. Quillen,
you might be right.
Blocks a game. I mean, Hope is one of the top 25 teams in the country in blocks. That has been a staple for them. Whether it's Schoonveld or Quillen, they've been awesome defending the rim.
Quillen banging down low, has to kick out on the triple team. Miller trying to look for some space. Goes up with a floater.
Oh, that is nice.
Bang, bang play by Miller. He's on the board. First bench points of the night for Hope. They're going to need it, down by 1. Calvin has responded off the bench by 9 points. That does help buoy them. Harvey for 3, not this time. Offensive rebound. Swartz inside and a good putback.
Second chance opportunities. I mean, Coach Mitchell fuming on that one. And that's Miller late on that. Rotation. Can't even get out there to guard the shooter.
Horkey, the graduate student out of Manchester, Michigan. Do you know where that is, Matt?
No, we got to do Michigan geography. Just talked about it in the women's game.
That's right, just outside of Ann Arbor.
Okay.
There you go. Do you know where Manchester, Indiana is?
I can get you to Manchester, Indiana before I get you to Manchester, Michigan.
Well, I say that because Matt Wainer to my right, proud Indiana lad. Free throw is off the mark.
Every game Mike and I do together, he's got to give me my Michigan geography.
I'm bringing a map next time. we're gonna spread that right across the table. But first things first. Calvin with the basketball, up by 3, approaching the 6-minute mark in a fast-moving first half. Horkey for 3. That one skips off, and Hovey hauls down his second carom. Warman has led the offense with 7 points, 5 for Hovey. Now working, banging on the mid-post. Trying to work on Schwartz. Trying to go up, baby hook. That one skims off. Weak side rebound by Bernardo.
Hovey, we've talked about like 12 and 6 this year. He's been really effective. Not to mention the way he transformed his body. Lost 20 pounds in the offseason. Got thinner and got a lot more athletic.
And more consistent, too. We got a blocking foul down low.
And he's on the court now 29 minutes a game. And that's what they've needed from him.
And Hovey takes the charge. We're going to call it on Hovey. Looking at the foul situation, Parker with his second malfeasance. He joins Trevin Winkle in the 2-foul department.
Mike, I love this sub. So Hovey now with 2. First guy he goes to is Howell, the freshman from Cadillac. And Howell, I mean, on Saturday against Adrian, I loved his minutes. Adds a ton defensively, a ton on the rebounding game. You give up some height with him, but you add a lot of athleticism.
Yeah, he's very physical. And he's playing in his first rivalry game, so you never know how a young player is going to respond. As Swartz missed the free throw. Calvin just 4 of 7. Hope 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Second one is good. Back to a 4-point lead. Hope had an early lead in this game, but Calvin trying to deny Justice Mims. Wow. Mims says, no, sir, with a double clutch. Oh.
I do not know how there's no foul there on that contact, but down 2 now is Hope.
Swartz with the razzle, no dazzle, cleaned up by Quillen. Hope trying to press the pace. Warman, far side.
Wrestler let them play tonight.
You bet. He's got Reamersman, the transfer from Saginaw Valley State Division II on his heels. As Newhouse gives to Mims. Now they work the high screen. 14 to shoot. Mims trying to create space. We got a reach-in foul. That's a reach-in foul on Luca Wrestler. That's his second. He joins Winkle in the 2-foul department. And looking at the bonus situation, Matt, we've got Calvin now with 9 fouls, and that will send Hope to the line in the bonus situation. Mims at 77% on the year from the line.
Cool teaching moment, Mike, right in front of us. That's Coach Mitchell bringing Simon Newhouse over to him. Talk about, hey, on that play, every time when you dish, you got to kick to the corner, be ready for that basketball.
The most open man on the court is the one who just relinquished the basketball, is what I learned. Bernardo trying to power his way in. Might have got away with a travel, hook shot, and he gets rewarded with a wild putback shot. Give Bernardo 5. Matches the biggest lead. Warman in traffic, no good. With authority.
Quillen brings the house down.
Slam-a-jam against Hope within 2. Dew crew are all juiced up. Egekeze wheeling in traffic. We had a reach-in foul on Hope. Foul will be on Mims. For Mims, his first. And one more will put Calvin in the bonus. As Calvin will inbound to the right of their basket, off to our right. We're across from the main camera. Bernardo with the inbound over to Swartz deep in the backcourt. Creeping as Wrestler in the key, kicks it out to Egekeze. We get a travel call.
Feel that momentum shifting. Hope with the opportunity now to tie things up. We got that under 4 media timeout.
Let's take a timeout, Matt, and I'll be right back. 3:58 left. Hope down by 2 on the Hope Sports Network.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Well, the rivalry isn't the only game in town. We've got Trine, like we mentioned, at Adrian tonight. Kalamazoo at Olivet, and Alma hosting Albion. That's an interesting matchup, man. You got 2 teams that are vying for MIAA tournament play. A lot of basketball left, but one to keep an eye on. Hope with the basketball, down by 2. They had an early lead. We've had 3 ties in this game. Hope led by Marcus Worman with 7. Calvin led by Egekeze with 7. A low-scoring first half, we thought it might be. Warman, rainbow, off the front rim.
I still love the shot selection, Mike. I don't mind it because, I mean, he is the offense that Hope needs if they're going to stay in this.
And they're open looks. Bernardo coughs it up. Picked up by Newhouse.
Quillen just being that anchor right now, making things so hard on him.
Mims with a floater. Yes! Tough runner. Mims knocks it down. Boy, the volume is palpable here at DeVos Fieldhouse. Duke crew getting into it across the way from us, near side to your left if you're watching the video. 28-0, we got a tie ball game inside 3 minutes here at DeVos. Double clutch, good and one. Wow, what a tough play.
And a great first half by Winkle. I mean, if it's defensively, offensively, a couple big shots that he hits, he's with 6 now.
Well, if anything has been proved in this rivalry over the last few years between these two head coaches, home field advantage means absolutely nothing, as both teams are about 500 away and 500 home, no matter how you slice it.
111 to 102. That's Hope's lead all time over Calvin. But just like that, I mean, you said it in the pregame, 8 of the last 10 going to Hope. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's Michigan, Ohio State, right? I mean, it's every year. Doesn't matter who's the better team on paper. It's always a battle. It's so cool to see. I mean, I looked to my left, all the Calvin grads as well, able to talk to before the game.
Yeah,
I mean, for them, I mean, it's 2 generations, 3 generations, 4 generation families here for Hope and Calvin. So much Dutch blood here in DeVos.
Nice feed by Holland side to Quillen. And we got a tie ball game. But you know, these teams, as rivalrous as they are, they have so much in common. Number 4 ranked rivalry in all of college basketball by ESPN. We wouldn't want it any other way. And
absolutely right. And it's your wife, Tammy, I'm able to talk to.
That's
She's
right.
Grand Rapids Christian grad. My mom, a Grand Rapids Christian grad. I mean, any way you slice it, you play Dutch bingo out here.
That's right. Reach in, Schoonveld with a foul, and now Eli Schoonveld with 2 fouls and a chance for Winkle to go to the line, the sophomore out of McBain. One thing that Calvin benefited from coming into last year where they made it to the Elite 8 was they made it to the Elite 8 and the Sweet 16 in the last 2 years because they had a lot of guys come back. They didn't lose much to graduation. Winkle at the line.
No, you're totally right. And that's what I'm most impressed with this Calvin team. 9 and 6. You see the replay here. Winkle with strength up and under. What most impressed is you lose your anchor, you lose your All-American, and it doesn't seem to really matter, except for a little bit of offensive production. But it goes to show how good this roster would have been if you had Overway in that mix. Because he's the first one standing up to cheer on his teammates. Big part of that team, still a vocal leader.
And he'll be back next year. He's redshirted, 2 more years of eligibility, and after some growing pains without him, Calvin in prime position to battle for the MIAA championship. Quillen getting banged around by Bernardo, no call. 2 minutes straight up left, 15 to shoot. Warman, finger roll, left hand, count it! Wow, how about that lightning off the dribble?
Great drive. You need Werman so bad right now.
Bernardo, deep NBA 3, and he quiets the Hope faithful with a downtown deep ball. Nothing but net for Bernardo with 8. Warman trying to respond, no good. Offensive rebound by Howell as it tipped away. Tough break by the freshman.
A lot of Howell minutes here in the stretch. The freshman from Cadillac. Love his production on defense.
Kick out once again, the 3 ball. Warman battling on the rebound, and we've got an out-of-bounds situation. That'll favor Hope College. Timeout, Hope College, 1:20 left. Let's take a 30. We'll send it back to the booth. 34-32 Calvin, closing minute and a half of the first half.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget, Louis the Lightkeeper, to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
I'm Mike Coleman, Matt Wayner on my side as we look at a dandy first half, 34-32. Biggest lead for Calvin's been 5. Biggest lead for Hope has been 2. But 2 teams shooting pretty similar, Matt. 42-43%. Rebounding's the same. Turnovers the same thing. It's just really been even Steven across the board.
Yeah, even Steven it is. I mean, the teams, like we said, mirrors of each other. You got Ekegeze defensively. You got the same thing in Schoonveld for Hope, those 2 fifth years. Got Werman kind of playing the guard version of Bernardo. I mean, I love Bernardo's game, man. I mean, so confident, so strong. He can drive, he attacks the basket. it's not super polished yet, but it works, and he can drive and he can hit open shots, and he's just so quick.
Yeah, pure physical ability for Varnado, who they called the foul on Varnado. I think they're going to change it to Riemersma as Quillen mugged down low. Well, we talked about the numbers, Matt, and they're both not shooting free throws at all today. 6 of 11 for Calvin and 4 of 7 for Hope. See if Quillen can change that.
Unfortunately, that's a little bit of what we expected. Both teams 68% from the free throw line, and
it's just one of those intangibles when it comes down to the wire. You know, they're not automatic. Hope has always been a really good free throw shooting team the last couple of years, but they have not shown it this year. First one good by Quillen. Second one rims out, splits the pair. Hope down by 1.
Those free throws, I know that to be something that keeps Coach Mitchell up at night.
Practice. I mean,
as we look now, I'm finally seeing across the way. That's Clayton Dykehouse, of course, the senior guard last year. See, look, and I saw his hands go up for a foul call.
Varnado with a wild pass. Bothered down low by Quillen. Turnover, Calvin there, 6th of the night. Hope fans loving it off to our right. See if Hope can finish with a flurry. They took the 83-68 semifinal tournament game at Trine to set up the showdown against Trine, and they won that tournament game. Inside Quillen, banging. My goodness, baby hook short. Good defense by Varnado.
Really, really good help side by Akigeze there.
Yeah, he came in for the grassy knoll too.
Yeah. That is 5th-year senior stuff.
Bill Saul for Calvin wants the timeout. He had 1 to burn. Let's keep it right here. Coming up, we'll have all the numbers at halftime, and we'll look ahead. We'll tell you how the women did. We'll set the situation up for Saturday. Hope College will be on the road against Trine. Talk about a tough week, Matt Wayner. You got the first 4 teams that Hope faced. They ran the table in the lower echelon of the conference, and they got the toughest week as anything in the MIAA.
Yeah, I mean, they have their work cut out for them ahead. I mean, you got Calvin now, you got Trine Saturday, and it's a good thing you took care of business when you did. I mean, looking at the MIAA here, Trine 14-1, 4-0 in conference, Calvin 9-6. A mirror with Hope, also 9-6, 4-0 in conference. It's really those 3 teams, right? And it even feels like Trine being the number 3 team in the country, that they're kind of ahead above everybody else when it comes to just their roster. I mean,
they bring everybody back.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he looks unstoppable right now. I mean, he was just a rim protector that I saw last year. Now, I mean, he's filling the bucket.
Yeah, like you didn't need anything else out of your game. Good rebounder, one of the leading shot blockers.
6'7", he's massive, he can move, he can defend, and now he's just dunking on everybody.
Well, I'll worry about him on Saturday, Matt. Right now, we've got the Calvin University Knights to worry about if you're a Hope fan, and vice versa if you're a Calvin fan. I want to thank all the Hope and Calvin fans that have checked in on the broadcast. Calvin with the basketball up by 1, 5 seconds left, and we got a travel call. Bill Saul stopping his feet like a Hungarian guard.
To be impartial, I did not see it.
I didn't either.
I can see why Akigeze he's questioning it too. I thought it was just a pivot foot, but
you know, side story. I've been watching Bill Saul for 6 years. One of the most animated coaches in D3 basketball, and I see him. He's just so intense. And I hear, oh, he's a great guy off the court. But boy, he turns that charm off. 1 second. Warming at the buzzer. Yahtzee! How about that to take the lead at halftime?
Not until the last play of the game can Hope finally regain that lead, 35-34. We got a prize fight here in the Vols.
We got Ali, we got Frazier, the thriller in Manila as we look at the replay. Warman kind of off balance, sweet kiss off the window, and Marcus Warman with 11 first-half points to pace the Flying Dutchman as they take the lead 35-34.
I mean, in Calvin's first year having a football team, you'd think this is a football match out there. The way these teams are playing physically, defensively, of course, we thought that was going to be what anchored both of them, and it is tonight. Neither team shooting well.
No, they're not shooting well. 44% for Hope, 43% for Calvin. But in the words of the Gladiator movie, are you not entertained? So Matt and I will take a breather, and we'll come back in a few minutes with some numbers. But halftime here. Packed house at DeVos Fieldhouse. Hope 35, Calvin 34. Everything we could ask for on the Hope Sports Network.
obviously would not be sitting in this chair without my seed trip.
I came on the seed trip in 2022, so between my junior and senior year at Hope.
Seed Trip started in the summer of 2017 to allow student athletes from different teams to come together to do mission.
For me, it was right up my alley. It was sports and clean water, which is everything that I want to do.
I had several encounter moments during my seed trip, like during worship, or I connected with one of my basketball teammates, Mallory, and we were talking about just how like we are so worthy of God's love. And it was like in this moment, it was like I am worthy of His love. And it was the first time I had that like revelation, and since then I haven't looked back.
It changed my mindset a lot. I came here and really noticed how much joy a lot of these kids had just playing sports, and it really made me think about why I'm playing my sport. I play my sport because I love it, but in golf it's really easy to compare yourself to others, so that made me take a step back and say, okay, I play golf because I love it. I have one season left of golf and I'm not nearly good enough to be a professional, so this is it. I need to enjoy it, and so that got me to be on the course and worry about myself, play for God, and because of that, I actually had my best season that I had in my 4 years.
With Mallory, we had this powerful experience. How do we get our team on board and rally us and like push us forward? So we started Bible studies, just like bringing the light of Jesus into our team, I think, and we were very intentional about it.
So I lead the team at Poetis in Choma, Zambia. We run a ministry. We have a staff of about 35 people, and our goal is to see our entire city transformed by the revelation of who Jesus is, the person Jesus, and by the power of His Holy Spirit. We really believe that Jesus transforms every area of life. He doesn't just care about our spiritual life, but all of life. So many lives just transformed by meeting Him, the man Jesus, because He's better than everything, and we just want to see Him known. So I loved my experience at Hope. I absolutely had just an incredible time. I was challenged, I was changed, I was surrounded and lifted up. As I look back at my time at Hope as a student athlete, one of the things I'm most grateful for is the relationships that were formed.
I think this ministry, Poetis, it just has so many things that draw me to it, which I wouldn't have known before my seed trip. I was like a Christian, but I wasn't truly following the Lord. Once I was here and I had this encounter with the Lord, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the type of community that I need to be in and that I've been longing for my whole life.
It is incredible that over the course of this journey, both Seth and Courtney have come from seed trips and then felt the Lord inviting them to be part of our journey here at Poetis.
Right now at Poetis, I am a lower primary teacher, so I teach ages 6 through 9. And then I'm also our recreational director, which is fun because I was an athlete at Hope.
So I am officially our project coordinator. So as we look to do different projects and justice initiatives within the community, for example, putting up solar-powered streetlights or getting better access to clean water, getting wells better protected, all of those fall under what I do. I think it's really cool that Jesus claims multiple times that He is living water. So as we do ministry and we give people physical water, we get to also compare that to living water.
We have a recreational park, so we're doing evening sports and youth sports and all sorts of fun things with kids and youth in our area. Actually, the sports camp that we run this week with Hope is super impactful. There's kids who I have photos with from 2019 who are still coming to our base today.
And they have like run so hard after the things that God has just kind of touched and sprinkled into their lives, and such a gift to be part of.
I spent a lot of time at Hope in the lab and doing research, and so when I came here last year, I actually spent a ton of time in the community, in the field, doing research, collecting a bunch of data. So then when it became time for us to start, I had all of the research background from my time at Hope to be able to do all of that. I feel like God has really called me into this science background of clean water specifically, and it's really driven by a heart for people and a heart to see them thrive physically, because it's really hard to to preach the gospel to someone if their basic needs are not getting met.
I'm leading out a recreational park for sports, and I have to be able to facilitate these people, but also minister to them and lead people in ministering. So I think being a leader on my basketball team, being a leader in athletic ministries, both of them were very helpful and impactful.
I'm so excited about the partnership between Seed and Poetis. I have so much personal buy-in because I was a Hope athlete. I did sit in the shoes of so many student athletes that are coming here. So it is like the gift of a lifetime to get to be part of sewing into their stories of faith. I think when you leave your normal life and enter another place, you get a new perspective, and that's true for God too. Like, we get to see Him differently when we're in a new place, and it's happening. We're seeing students meeting Jesus for the first time, or hearing God speak to them in some new way, which is like the most fun.
I love to see the Hope students come, and then it makes me think back to the time that I was doing the Seed trip, getting to watch them experience some of the same things that I did, and getting to say, hey, I remember that feeling, and this is how much deeper it is now.
This is my third trip leading it on this side of the world, and not being a trip taker. I remember the first trip I was in tears so often, because I was like, this is incredible. I'm able to lead these student athletes through an experience that was so transformative for me. This trip literally changed my life in a full direction, and now I'm able to look at student athletes who are sitting in my exact chair and be like, okay, what's the Lord going to do with you this week?
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
Give the gift of flowers from Heisman Flowers, offering green plants, tabletop centerpieces, and breathtaking floral arrangements of all different shapes, sizes, and colors. Celebrate your next event with us or give a gift to that special someone. Offering nationwide same-day flower delivery. Visit us online at HeismanFlowers.com.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget, Louie the Lightkeeper, to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
There is a school whose name namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Back at Voss Fieldhouse, Matt Wayner, Mike Coleman here. Some second half action. The rivalry, Hope Calvin. And Mike, great first half. A lot of what we expected, right? 34-35, Hope getting that lead late in a game where it's just kind of felt like the defense has been more important than anything else for both teams. Hope College, 44% from the field, and Calvin just 43%. There's a little big brother, little brother stuff going on there.
Yeah, we're looking at some nice highlights here in the first half. There's Quillen with that big 3-ball early on. But, you know, I'm looking at the stats here, Matt Wayner, and there's always who's going to be the X factor for both teams. I'm looking at Calvin first. And at halftime, I did some digging because Parker Schwartz really stood out for us. He had 12 first-half points to lead the Calvin University Knights. He's been in double figures one time this year, and that was a win against top-ranked Emory back in late November, but he has stepped up to the plate in his first rivalry game for Calvin.
Yeah, and I can't say enough about the way Ekagezi's playing. I mean, hasn't really filled the stat sheet from an offensive standpoint, just 7 points. But I mean, defensively, he adds so much. You can see the way he's able to come over on rotations, just make things hard on Hope. And, you know, Werman hasn't been that efficient, but I mean, Werman, like we said, I mean, he's the straw right now. I mean, he's the one that's getting that offense going. And, I mean, I think he's going to be the one that's going to be hitting some big shots for Hope.
And you took the words right out of my mouth. Even though Marcus is a high-fly player for Hope, he's been in a few of these games. He's been the X factor for Hope because he's had several baskets, and he's won it in part in the paint off the dribble with his lightning dribble, especially the last one to close out the first half.
Calvin out-rebounding Hope 22-18 in that first half. And Hope, I mean, they've been crushing teams on the boards all year long. So look to that to be a factor for a team that's way better matched up for them when it comes to the height.
Absolutely. Well, you know these two teams love to be good rebounding teams, and that has proven to be true. I'm looking at the second chance points, too, that stands out. In fact, because they're so low. Both teams are limiting second chance opportunities because both teams only have 3 offensive rebounds to their pedigree in the first half.
How about who else? But that's Ekegezi playing 19 minutes in that first
he's a
half.
warrior in that department.
Bernardo 18-31 in that first half. I mean, those two are just carrying this team.
And look at Quillen, the big man for Hope at 6'9". He's played 18 minutes and 18 seconds of the first half along with Justice Spence, and he'll give you those minutes. You look at Gabe's numbers, 9 points. He's struggled hard, 6 rebounds. That's a solid game. He's had a lot of pressure on him. He's been double and triple teamed, and Hope taking advantage of that with some good kickouts. And I like the turnovers limitation too. Hope just 4 first half turnovers. Greg Mitchell's got to love that.
Absolutely. As you see the camera DJ Bobby G over there in the Duke crew just killing it. I mean, what a fantastic environment here. Shout out to all the Calvin faithful that are here to our left, and they've been so thoughtful and nice to us all evening long for them to be able to drive out here. And on the other side of things, the Hope fans been able to come out. I know we're getting texts, you and I, people from all over the country right now that are tuned into this game, and two schools with just amazing fan bases as well as graduates from so many years.
No doubt about it. We'll see Calvin soon enough. I think they play 11 days from now. It's a quick turnaround with the opposite on the second half of the MIAA schedule. One thing to note, closing out that first half, Hope was not shooting the ball well. 5 of their last 7 shots went down. That was a huge help. So they came back from a 5-point deficit.
Yeah, in a game that felt like, I mean, Calvin up 26-22, that kind of felt like Calvin could extend this to 8, 10 points and kind of start to build a lead.
And no teams have the big run. Turnaround. That one rims out. Battle for the rebound. Won by Warman, helped by Quillen. As Calvin comes away empty on the first touch. Second half underway. Hope up by 1. If you just joined us, you might have to watch the replay later on tonight. Step back. Mims from 18. Good look, no go. Schoonville chases it down with a rebound 1. Agikaze quickly over the timeline. Such great speed. He's got Warman on him. Great battle. Vernado working on Schoonville. Kick out. 3-ball on the way. High archer. Good look short. Chased down by Mims. 1-on-1. Mims with the Euro step has the ball poked away, but he gets it back and Hope will run the offense.
Great play there by Vernado. Doesn't panic. He just kind of sticks his hand out there. Didn't want to get the foul call.
So solid. 14 to shoot. It's just underway. 1 minute into the second half. Slow start in the first half for both offenses. Quillen, another 3-ball in the way. Skims off. Rebound Hope. Warman sets up. Hovey, he'll try a 3-ball. Yes! Oh! Downtown! Freddie Brown.
Great confidence by Parker.
He doesn't have the most practical 3-point shooting for him, but it works for him.
I mean, he does not play like a sophomore. And what do you say right there? Justice Mims controlling the basketball.
Yep, the Rochester Adams High School product in his 3rd year. Warman kicks out. Good look in the corner. Mims in front of the Duke crew. You betcha! Falling back into the Duke crew. Knocks down back-to-back threes. Hope takes their biggest lead. 40-34. Bill Saul wants a timeout.
And DeVos Fieldhouse is erupting now as Hope just gets the 6-point lead there, Mike.
I gotta tell you, for folks listening in and watching this broadcast, I feel completely amped. We have so much noise down here. We're right at center court, and we apologize if we're kind of screaming into the microphones, but it's just that kind of energy. We've got 3,000, 3,500 faithful right on top of us.
Absolutely. Filling out this DeVos Fieldhouse, built in 2006, and a lot of great memories out here you and I have had, as well as just games we've been in. So many players I can think of. I mean, every time I see the city, I think about another player from that city. I was thinking about the Beckman brothers from Shelby, Michigan, and the way they were able to play here in this building years ago. And every time you see the city's name, you think of another player from Hope or Calvin that it reminds you of.
I wonder if the Beckman brothers put a good word in for Greg Mitchell to get the Shelby product Parker Hovey. Jason was playing professional basketball in France for a number of years after graduating a couple years ago, but he finished second all-time in single-season points in just his 2 years with Hope College. Oh, what he would have done in 4 years in an orange and blue uniform.
Yeah, he had a great career over there. Obviously, I was a great friend of his and was able, I would have to get up a little bit, sometimes find that stream on Facebook, see if I could watch him play at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I'd be like, I slept through it. Sorry, Jay, I didn't see you. Yeah.
Nobody with more work ethic than Jason Beckman. And now Calvin, little smashing the chicklets here at the moment, is trying to work his way down low. Double clutch, no good. Quillen goes up high. Good defense by Hovey as Winkle is denied. Hope up by 6, their biggest lead. 5-point run to start the second half. 17:36 on the big clock, 18 on the shot clock. Warman looks for a seam, kick out over to Mims. Closing quickly is Bernardo, and the reach-in foul, and that's his first. So he's got something to give for Owen Bernardo, the junior out of Muskegon. First of the second half belongs to the for the Knights. Well, you like a good even call too, Matt. 10 fouls for Calvin, 8 for Hope. Pretty even here at Calvin, or at Hope. I'll get it right. Mims chucks up another three. Good look, strong. Chased down in the corner is Bernardo. Over to Ekekeze. And Calvin over the line quickly into the forecourt. Swartz, big, strong, 12 points in the first half.
First few minutes, I mean, Calvin just kind of been stagnant offensively, and just like that, get Ekekeze to go.
Yeah, look at
what Bill Saul was saying to his team in that timeout, just considering, I mean, this is a game where, I mean, every possession, you got to fight for it.
And if you're Calvin, you got to get Ekekeze and Bernardo involved. They've only taken 8 shots between them. Warman, he'll try another three. Hope getting a little three-point happy at the moment after hitting their first 2. Calvin down by 4. Full head of steam by Swartz, and up and over Quillen. Tried to swat it away in a 4-point run.
Good move by Schwartz. Werman just 4 of 9 so far today. Obviously for him with 11 points.
Official score, I had Swartz on the tally sheet with 12 at half, and now they have 10 for him, so maybe they made an adjustment in the score. Here's Schoonveld. Little 4-point run by Calvin. They don't all have to be huge, and now we've got an offensive foul. Quillen trying to create some separation on the near side. Check that. It's going to be on Mims away from the basketball. Not sure if we'll get a replay on that, but Mims picks up his second. Team's first. Both teams with 1 foul. Hope up by 2, 16:07 and counting here at Hope. Happy to have you along on this Wednesday night. They'll play again at Calvin. They've met the last 3 years in the MIAA tournament. Wrestler trying to get some space over to Swartz for 3. That's a good looking 3-ball, and he drains it.
He is having a day.
Sometimes Guy has a day, and Swartz came in at 21% from deep, and he knocks down his second 3-ball of the day. There's a whistle as Quillen trying to get some space, and that might be on Bernardo. It is. That's his second in the last minute. Timing on the court. We'll take a quick timeout. 41-40. Calvin takes the lead back with a nice 7-point run. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Hope Sports Network.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
3 teams in first place in the MIAA coming into tonight's action. Calvin, Hope, and Trine in action on the road at Adrian tonight. No problem by the Thunder as they control Adrian 79-51 with 63 seconds left. And Matt Weiner, Hope on the road Saturday to face the Trine Thunder, ranked number 3 in the nation. Tough week.
Yeah, it is a hard back-to-back game. Like I said, I mean, I've been singing Trine's praises as long as we can. As we see here on the broadcast, that's Coach Ryan Doro, new head coach of the baseball team. Had an opportunity in that first game, if you were with us for the women's game, I had a chance to talk to him about the upcoming season. He gave a lot of praise to his coaching staff, a young coaching staff here, and I wish him the best of luck. He's a fantastic guy, and in his first season, hope the best for that baseball team.
Yeah, baseball right around the corner. He takes over for the legendary, iconic Stu Fritz, who did everything expected in his 30-plus years of a coach, manager, however you want to call it, in baseball for Hope College. 15:35 left in this one. Looking at the numbers in the second half, Calvin, after a slow start, saw a 5-point run by the Dutchman. Now 3 of 6 in the second half, 1 of 2 from deep. Hope College 2 of 6, and now they've missed their last 3 3-pointers. Hope doesn't live by the 3-pointer, but they sure can die by the 3-pointer. They got to be careful.
Yeah, that's right. And they're a team, I mean, they have not shot it very well. I mean, just 33% on the season so far, and they're a team that you know, in past, I feel like Coach Mitchell's always had that guy been able to come off the bench. Obviously, Decker been nursing an injury, and he's the guy that you would have thought, especially in his senior year, that he was going to be the one here in the rivalry game to come in, hit 3 3-pointers to extend the lead.
Right.
You don't have him available, so who do you have available that can come in and be able to hit that shot?
Well, that's $1 million question, because before we found out that Josh Decker was not going to play, he's battling a knee injury. He was my X factor because former all-conference player with Kalamazoo, and will not play tonight. And Hope's missing him tonight. The long range is Hope just 3 of 12 from deep. 42% overall, Calvin 44%, and picking up a little bit at 5 of 13 as Calvin's gone on a 7-0 run. Hope scoreless in the last 2 minutes and 37 seconds of this game.
I know there's deliberation on sports numbers. I got him with 15, and I think that's what the official scorebook has.
Yeah, there is a bit of discrepancy in that as Quillen bangs it inside off the window. This is the puppy up and over. Bernardo had the look they wanted. Cross court. Bernardo with the spin move. Nowhere to go. Cut off nicely by Quillen. Wrestler goes off the screen as they tried to feed it inside. Bernardo banging bodies. Then they're going to call that on Quillen. That's such a tough call, man.
Yeah. That's exactly what you need to do if you're Bernardo, though. I mean, just attack him, get him out of the game. I mean,
and he's got to
your
step
strength
on Quillen, too.
Yeah.
That's where you need the help side defense. Hope has got to recognize that and take your chances on cutting him off. Take your chances
and honestly,
for
I mean, with Schoonveld not in the game, I mean, that's where you would have expected him to be that one to come help side from the left wing. I think Carlson was a tad late.
Oh, my goodness. Quillen, who just picked up foul number 2. Are they going to call it on Hovey or Quillen? They're going to call it on Hovey. Either way you slice it, it's bad because now Hovey with 3. With a whole lot of basketball remaining, 14:59 left.
See here on the drive,
oh,
yeah, it's a little bit on that body, I think. Backside, if anything, don't love it. I know he doesn't.
Got to rise above it. Swartz just a 55% free throw shooter, but he knocks it down. He's in the zone, no doubt about it. Parker Swartz, the sophomore out of Grand Rapids Northview, as Simon Newhouse checks in. Hovey's got to sit down, and Hovey will check out with 8 points and a couple rebounds.
I love the opportunity for Newhouse, though. What can he do here to affect the game in the next 6 minutes?
He's a big body, 6'5", got some muscle on him. Maybe not as quick as Hovey, but certainly can bump bodies. That one off the mark. Newhouse with a box out, and a quick foul on the reach over. Oh, they're going to call that on Winkle. That's his 3rd. So he matches Hovey with 3 malfeasance. That'll prompt the bench Ty Horky in and Trip Remersma in. 2 transfers. With 14:58 left, Calvin up by 2.
See Coach Saul kind of throwing the kitchen sink out there. Get some new bodies in there to defend.
Trying to throw that spaghetti against the fridge to see what sticks. Sam Carlson in the game for Hope, senior out of Superior, Colorado. Inside to Quillen. Good move up and over, muscles up over
Hope's first basket in just 4 minutes. Oof, 40-34. Calvin's on that 8-0 run. We're knotted here at 42.
8-2 run, though, by Calvin. Tough task for Newhouse on Egekeze as he works in tandem with Bernardo. Gets a step on Quillen. Good move by Bernardo. No help side defense by Hope. Bernardo takes it to the rack. He's got 10.
Just putting him on an island a little bit, one-on-one out there.
And
Bernardo now with 10.
Yep, starting to heat up. Quillen trying to work down low. Kick out. Warman thought about the NBA 3. Leaner from the free throw line. Good look short. Tried to get his offensive board rebound. Egekeze.
Nice no look to Swartz.
And Carlson with the swat away, but Egekeze with the putback. Hope just late on defense, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Late, and these offensive possessions are just really stagnant. This is the time of the game, Mike. I mean, I said it to you about the Adrian game. I said it to you even against Alma in moments in a game where they killed them. Like, they fall asleep 6 minutes at a time. I mean, to be critical of we've watched this Hope team a lot, but for minutes at a time, they just seem to be stagnant, not know who the basketball needs to go to.
Well, and you can't do that against a quality team like Calvin, but now Bernardo with the trip on Quillen has 3 fouls, and he joins Parker Hovey. Trevin Winkle has 3 fouls for Calvin.
That's huge. I mean, any minutes that you got him on the bench, Hope has to capitalize.
Actually, he's 35-minute plus. Newhouse.
We got off ball. Quillen got rocked in the face.
Oh my goodness, and Quillen bent over. Not a foul, but a timeout. Who reached it?
It was off ball. He came off, I think it was Ramirzma was trying to come up off a screen, and he smoked him with an elbow. If we're able to see that on replay, that'd be great. Otherwise, you see he was just kind of looking the wrong way, and then he kind of caught on the body.
Quillen blinking with the eyes as he gets a pad from Brady Ewing. It might have been Ewing. We'll see. We're seeing the late replay on that, but Quillen definitely compromised. But Hope will have the basketball with 9 to shoot, 13:31 to play in the ball game. Calvin up by 4. They were down 40 to 34. Numbers out the window now. It's just gut check time for both these ball clubs.
I love here both from Miller and Newhouse. I want to see them play with confidence, same way every Hope player has in the past, freshman, sophomore year.
Mims has to check up a 3. Shot he didn't want, but he makes it anyway. Wow. Big basket by the junior. Cuts the Calvin lead to 1. Corky stutter step dribble. Working on the freshman Miller. Gets the Duke crew back in. Swartz working on Newhouse. Euro step to the rim. Too strong. Rebound by Carlson. Hope can take the lead back. Mims checks it up. Quillen sells a 3-point fake. Quillen with an early 3 ball. Mims once again. That one skims out halfway down the cone. And a collective sigh by the Hope faithful. Miller trying to anticipate the steal. Now Ewing comes out topside as Calvin runs the offense. Both teams have been man all game long. And Swartz getting some steady minutes in this one. Corky has to back it up. Hope trying to clamp it down. Calvin fans screaming for a foul as Riemersma goes down. And what's the call? It's going the other way. Riemersma a little bit out of control.
Yeah, you feel this just like the prize fight we talked about. It's Calvin's got momentum for 3 minutes. Hope's got momentum for 3 minutes. It might come down to who has the ball last.
That might be a fact, Matt Wainers. We got a timeout on the court for official timeout.
Schoonville back in. Obviously, we know if you're a Hope fan, Schoonville just plays a few minutes at a time.
Right.
And they need him here defensively.
He'll give everything he has, that's for sure. Warman walks it over the timeline looking for his first points of the second half. Lehner has it rejected. Picked up, shot clock not in effect as Quillen comes out. Wants to give it to Warman, nobody to go to. Now gives it to the freshman Miller. Miller no look, almost got away. 10 on the shot clock. Warman deep in the backcourt. Hope a little bit discombobulated. Warman stops, pops, fouled as he goes on his backside. Bill Saul is livid on the Calvin bench.
Wrestler not a fan of the call. Wrestler didn't like it either as we see the replay here. But I mean, you don't even like necessarily, it's just Wrestler not giving him a chance to land. I mean, that's going to get called 10 times out of 10. You have to give the shooter a chance to land. But here with 46-45, I mean, late in shot clock, that's the one that you almost want to just, I don't like that foul there.
Well, we'll take it if you're a Hope fan. Media timeout, we'll take a minute. We'll be right back. Hope down by 1.
Give the gift of flowers from Heisman Flowers, offering green plants, tabletop centerpieces, and breathtaking floral arrangements of all different shapes, sizes, and colors. Celebrate your next event with us or give a gift to that special someone. Offering nationwide same-day flower delivery. Visit us online at heismanflowers.com.
Well, we've had a run by Hope College by Calvin, a 10-2 run in the last 4 minutes. As Calvin shooting 57% in the second half, but Matt Weiner, Hope has weathered that storm. They find themselves down just by 1.
Yeah, like you said, back and forth each possession. As Werman finds himself at the free throw line, and the game with Hovey with foul trouble, 3, and he's got to be on the bench for the majority of the second half. I expect him to come in with 8 to play because they need him a lot right now.
And the second free throw off the mark. 85% free throw shooter as a freshman, led the MIAA in Warman. He has struggled in his junior season. As our stat sheet is momentarily down, we'll just give it to you manly. 46-all as Warman splits a pair. Foul man Marcus Warman, his first. Well, now they've got Bernardo with just 2 fouls for Calvin. They have changed that. So we thought he had 3. We'll keep an eye on that as Calvin with the basketball trying to break the tie. Plenty of shots. You
just wonder if Calvin knows that or not.
That's a great question. They may not. No one's coming over to the scorer's table. Quick out. Keze with a 3-ball. Not normally known as a good 3-point shooter, but he line drives one in. He came in at just 29%, but don't tell that to the 5th-year All-American. Wow, 49-46. Hope trying to work the offense. Wow. 15-6 run by Hope, and Hope has come up cold. 1 for their last 5. Steal. Warman stolen like a cat burglar. 3 on 2. Warman goes up awkwardly. Put back by Miller.
Nice put back.
Oh.
Brady Miller right there for Warman.
Perfect timing.
Steal
Offense.
Warman. Man, that was huge.
Complimentary basketball. Warman set up the basket with his good defensive play. Hope down by 1 is Swartz at the right elbow. Wraparound pass from Harvey inside, and Swartz is going to the line. Well, who are we going to call that one on?
I think on Miller.
Yes, they are. Miller with a hack is first, and then we'll send Swartz to the line. With 16 points, career high for the sophomore. Out of Grand Rapids Northview, right down the road. Northview had some great basketball the last 5 or 6 seasons in high school play.
They are going to the bench, and they're getting Winkle back in and Bernardo.
Now they've got Bernardo with 3 fouls. They've righted the ship. But Bernardo with 3, Winkle with 3 personals. Miller gets a breather. Mims back in. Newhouse back out. Hovey back in. So they're playing the chess game, Matt Weiner. You bring in your 3 foul guys, I'll bring in my 3 foul guy.
You have to. But in a game this physical, both those guys are fouling out. I can guarantee it.
First one misses, second one dances and falls, gives Swartz 17.
And that makes that a tough call, too, as a coach, because you got to think about, all right, like, everything's being called, both teams here with 5 fouls here, 10 to play. You got to think, my guy's getting a 4th foul if he's attacked.
You have to. That's just the chess game. What a game, though, we've had. Punching the halfway mark of the second half. Warman with another finger. Once again, Matt beating him off the dribble, and Warman with his first basket of the second half.
This is his moment. He's going to take over here.
Warman had 18 points, a career high against Calvin last year. Over to Egekeze. He's got 11 points. Only 6 players have scored for Calvin. 3 in double figures. Now Horky off the dribble. Bernardo thought about the D3 now. Lean up into it. That one misses. Skundell goes up high for the carom. Wow. Up in the clouds as Eli give him 6 rebounds. And Hope can take the lead back. They've weathered a big run by Calvin, 10-2. With 9:36 left. Warman looking for some space. Goes up. How did he get that one to go down?
That's just pure determination and will right now. He's just putting this team on his back.
30 points in the paint to 20 for Calvin. Hope with the advantage. Ducru back in it. Hope with the lead back. We've had 8 ties in this game. Egekeze stymied at the right elbow. Tries a 3-ball once again, short. And Schoonville goes up with another rip down.
And with that miss, Mike, I mean, it's 19 bench points for Calvin, just 4 for Hope. It's been these starters that have carried this team for Hope.
And Calvin's bench has saved their bacon. Check most importantly, Parker Schwartz.
Yeah.
Quillen down low, kick out. In the corner, Mims, 3-ball short. One by Schoonville on the offensive rebound. Another good look. Hovey, wrap around pass down low to Quillen on the far side. Now they double team him as Quillen out deep. Schoonville with a drive. He sees a seam. Cross-court pass intercepted by Bernardo.
Great D by Bernardo there.
Like the thought of Bernardo, just too shifty. Horkey picks it up, trap topside over to Harvey. Now Horkey gets it back. 8:20 to play. Bernardo banging down in once more, high off the window. What a senior move by the junior Bernardo. So strong, but yet so quick.
The quietest 12 we've seen.
That is a fact. He's been practical, 5 of 7 from the field and 9 rebounds. And his points have been in the paint other than a couple 3-balls. Hovey banging down low. Over to Mims. Calvin trying to step up to defensive pressure. 8 to shoot. Hovey trapped, stolen. Egekeze on the run. Euro step, trying to swipe it away, but he bangs it off the window.
Yeah, you can see that Calvin D is really ramping up. They're really good on that help side. The way they're crashing and trying to trap Quillen, disrupt things for Hovey on that last possession. I like the way they're guarding Quillen.
Yeah, Calvin, that was a good stop. Now Egekeze with his
It really reminds me of what Coach Mitchell would do for Overway in the past.
Warman for 3! Oh my gosh! Rainbow triple! Gives Hope the lead back. 55-54. 7 minutes left. Double clutch off the window. Dancing. Egekeze can't get it to bounce. He had the look he wanted.
Wow.
Now Hope is just walking over the timeline to settle things down.
We're getting everybody's best here.
Whew. Brady Miller looks to check in for Hope. And Tripp Riemersma, the junior transfer out of Zeeland East, to check in.
That's also Sam Carlson down there as well.
Thank you, Matt Weiner. Warming up the high screen. Cut off. Shot clock at 5. Hope's got to make something happen. Step back. Mims with a 3-ball. Tip in try by Quillen. Battling down low on that one by Winkle. Good box out. Hope comes away empty. Just 5 of 17 for deep from Hope. Yet they lead by 1. Inside, defensive lapse, and Calvin makes them pay.
Man, and Winkle with 8. Every one of those points has felt like it's coming at an important time.
Yeah, they're timely baskets. Timeout on the court with 6:08. Let's take a quick 30. Catch it. Leads by 1, 56-55 on the Hope Sports Network.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget, Louis the Lightkeeper, to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
Well, we know that Trine University won today over Adrian. They remain in first place. The question is, who's going dancing with them in first place at the end of this night tonight, Matt Wainer?
Hey, you turned to me at the break and you flipped a fake coin in the air. You said, I don't know who's going to win it, but it's one of them. And I agree with you here. I think it's whoever has the ball last, because the amount of times the possession has changed in this game. I mean, this is exactly what you expect. I mean, so many similarities here in this team, and match possession by possession. Both teams with exactly 57 possessions in a game that also, I mean, Hope 30 points in the paint to Calvin's 26. I mean, everything's just been the same.
I like that Hope has held on to the basketball, just 7 turnovers.
I know. I noticed that.
Key.
It's a lot better. Both of these teams, I mean, Calvin about 12 a game. Hope has been at 14 a game lately. Just 7. I mean, you can see them starting to turn the corner. This is the best I've really seen this Hope team play as a unit, as a collective, over the last 4 games in the MIAA.
Agreed. Schwartz going for the steal. It'll stay with Hope with 14 to shoot. Calvin, 3 of their last 4 field goals made. Marcus Warman has hit 3 of his last 4. Egekeze has hit 3 of his last 4 for Calvin. Hope shooting 42%. Calvin 53% in the second half and 47% overall. Warman. Shot clock at 4. Step back. Baseline. Pump back.
He put the cape on. He's got 21 now, Mike.
You know he's in the zone. Marcus Warman with 21, like Matt alluded to, carrying this team in the second half with 10 second half points. Bernardo banging, nowhere to go. Quillen cuts him off. 3-ball, misses everything, and that'll favor Hope.
It gives me flashes when you go back to Van Noord Arena. That's Werman's freshman year when he comes off the bench in double digits. And there were times in that game late in the second half I was like, Werman cannot come off the court right now.
Exactly.
And that's the story of his career.
By the way, career high for Marcus Warman. 21 points, still 5:15 to play. He's got Riemersman on him.
Oh.
Kick out. Brady Miller for 3, too strong. Chased down by Riemersma.
I like the shot selection, though.
Swartz cut up by Warman. Double team. Miller with a poke away. It's going to stay with Calvin with plenty to shoot. Egekeze after a brief rest, then will check back in.
Egekeze now 32 minutes played. Bernardo's 30 minutes a game.
There's not a lot of guys who can say they played in more than 10 rivalry games. Egekeze can. He's a fifth-year senior.
It's those two, and then everybody else has played 20 minutes. So
yeah,
those two have been carrying him.
He's a
similar
warrior.
for Hope. I mean, Quillen's played 33 minutes. Werman's played 32 minutes. Played 30.
I'm not surprised any of that. Quillen, we know he can play a lot of minutes, but that's a lot of minutes for a big man. And he's managed to stay out of foul trouble. Just 2 fouls. Hovey playing with 3. Winkle and Bernardo playing with 3. Egekeze whips it out, left arc. Bernardo working on Quillen, just tries to lean and rejected by Quillen. Stayed with it. It'll stay with Calvin.
Great possession there for Quillen, keeping him at bay.
Kick out, tip away. 3 to shoot. Ekegeze's got to give it a launch. He'll give it to Bernardo. Shot clock violation, and Hope College turns away Calvin. And they have the 1-point lead. 4:36 on the clock. Matt, we talked about it in the first half as we look at the Hope bench there briefly. Is this game going to come down to free throws for 2 teams that shoot 69%?
Feels like that would only make sense. I mean, both these teams also in the 50s here tonight.
Yes,
so
they are.
Not something to boast about.
Facts is facts, as they say.
Right, and it's an MIAA that's, let's be honest, is a little bit down compared to years in the past. Outside of Trine, it's been some middling basketball.
Warman, top of the lane, no good. Fighting for the rebound, that'll kick out of bounds, and Schwartz saves a good play by Calvin.
Man, how about him coming off the bench? What a game Schwartz has had. Here he goes again.
Lob inside, Hope back. They got lost defensively.
He's got 19 now, Mike.
Yeah, he's carrying the team. He's been the difference maker for this Calvin team. 6 of 11 shooting for Schwartz. Career high for him, career high for Warman. And Hope having trouble getting penetration in the key the last couple of possessions, Matt. Is Quillen way out?
Absolutely. I mean, they haven't even looked to Quillen down in the post. They've just felt like that has been the option.
Carlson kicks it over to Mims, no good. Tipped away, fielded by Quillen. New life for Hope. Warman, quick release 3. Karam's off. Carlson chases it down. Good hustle.
2 new tries here for Hope. And time is dwindling here in DeVos. Like I said, it's a matter of who has the ball last.
You bet every possession crucial. Warman trying to get his team, has the ball tipped away. Carlson working hard. 4 to shoot. Hovey, I don't know if he noticed that he launched the shot rejected. Bernardo, foot race with Warman. And a foul in the mid basket. I think if I was Warman, you might want to let that go. He was a step behind.
Yeah,
I understand.
Step behind and 6 inches taller. Even, I mean, if you're Warman, you have fouls to give. That's just his second, but that is a huge momentum changer. Bernardo now at the free throw line. What a massive play by Owen Bernardo.
We're going to go to the oxygen tank. We'll be right back after this 30-second break on the Hope Sports Network.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Hope students are challenged to dig deeper. They're challenged to find their calling and shape their future. They're taught to empower their talents, chase their dreams, and encouraged to make a difference. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
Hope College with a 1-point lead at halftime. They broke it open to a 6-point lead, 40-34. Calvin went on that big 10-2 run. But right now, Calvin with a chance to pull away. Owen Bernardo with a chance at an old school one.
And that was
3, excuse me.
That was Sports Information Director Alan Babbitt giving us the clue, and that's Marcus Werman. 21 points is his career high.
And I got to give an assist to Assistant Sports Information Director Mackenzie McMahon, texting me with that vital info. So double M on the spot as well. 2 of the best in the business. Bernardo now with 15. 3-point play is good. Biggest lead of the second half for Calvin. 2:51 left. Big possession for Hope.
15, that's his average as well.
Right.
So he's right where he needs to be.
Hope has taken a lot of threes in the second half. 8 in the first half, 13 in the second half. 9 to shoot. Schoonveld breaks it out to Mims, trying to get some purchase. Weaving in the lane. Wild shot, no good. Offensive rebound try by Schoonveld, and a shot clock violation. Schoonveld and Egekeze battling. That's a big defensive stop for Calvin.
This possession right here is huge for Hope. A bucket for Calvin feels like a nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you got to get a stop. 5-0 run by Calvin. They all don't have to be huge. Time a factor now for Hope.
Quillen, you got a foul to give. Just give it. Just give it.
Winkle nowhere to go. Deep free throw. Bernardo.
Not that one. Not the deep one.
No. Egekeze leans in, no good. Quillen tried for the rebound. 1. Stolen by Werman.
Who else but Werman?
2-on-1 break. Inside feed to Hovey for the finger roll.
Wow. Who else but Werman for that steal? He is taking over.
The ceiling is still standing here at DeVos. Calvin with a 2-point lead and the basketball with about 45 left.
And the Boos here wanting that and one play there from the Dew crew.
Hovey going for the steal. Kick out, quick release, Wrestler for 3. No good, offensive rebound.
Hope again. Not closing out.
That's tough, though. You always get the big caroms off the 3-point ball. Quick timeout for Calvin. We're going to take a 30. Let's keep it right here. 61-59. Calvin with the lead. As we look at the replay.
That's the steal there by Werman. Good look to Hovey. Wanting that and one, not giving him the space.
Boy, Hovey went crashing, too. I knew he went down, but I didn't realize how much contact.
1:30 to play. You got to think about this possession by possession right now. Down 2 points. Stop, score, stop. Stop, score, stop.
Anybody's ball game. Hope shooting just 41% of the game. Calvin shooting 44. They missed their last few.
And who else is it? Then right in front of us there, but Derek DeVries. Does that bring you back a couple of years?
Yeah, it
Think
does.
about him. And some of the games I was in college when he was playing here. We'll see some fantastic games. I can remember him shooting logo threes a couple of times out here in DeVos.
Full confession, he was the guy. I mean, we're Hope Sports broadcasters on a neutral setting tonight, but he was the guy I loved to load for Calvin. But he backed it up.
Yeah.
Tremendous battles.
He had that good in and out game. He was comfortable. He was confident. He could shoot it. He could get it down low. Let's see what Egekeze does.
One of my old broadcast partner, Casey Rutledge's favorite players. I'm being sarcastic. Swartz in traffic. Stolen by
Schoonveld.
Oh my goodness. Schoonveld poked it away, picked up by Hovey. And Hope with a chance to tie it up or take the lead with 3 as both teams just won for their last 6 from deep.
Here we go, Mike.
Are you not entertained? Warming up the screen. Quillen fakes the 3, gives it over to Mims. Tries to go baseline. Cut off. has to take it back out deep. Hope trying to just look for a good shot. Mims launches up her prayer. That one skirts off. Schoonveld with the offensive rebound. Hope gets possession as they settle things down. Schoonveld, just a matter of will. Greg Mitchell screaming for a timeout, and the referee didn't see him. Timeout on the court with 38.4 seconds remaining. And Matt Wainer will keep it right here again. You look at the timeout situation. Hope has 2 to burn. Calvin just 1. The chess game continues.
Chess game continues, that's right. I mean, understanding, I think we're kind of at the point where every time you get the ball, every possession you call a timeout, you run a set play. I mean, we're at that point in the game because Hope has to tie this ball game up on this possession. And here we are, Mike, in a game, I mean, 38 seconds to play. You can feel the magic in this building as it's the Dew Crew getting ramped up behind who other than DJ Bobby G lighting up that Dew Crew.
He's your favorite cat right now, you boy. Well, how about this from another great tidbit by Sports Information Director Alan Babbitt. We had 12
the best in the biz.
The best in the biz, by none. We've had 213 games in this rivalry. 12 have gone to overtime. And as even Steven as these two teams have been, I want you to guess the overtime record in the 12 overtime games.
6-6.
Exactly.
Man, what a fantastic game here on a snowy Wednesday night. Holland, Michigan, so glad you could all join us here on the broadcast. Mike, no place we would rather be because it is hot in here. 61-59.
Somebody's going to come away empty from this, but what they're going to take away is the fact, look, we're in the upper echelon of the MIAA. We can bang bodies with the best of them.
And what would make more sense, Mike, than for these two teams to split a pair and then go play in the MIAA tournament?
Well, it's probably going to happen. The pedigree sets us straight. They seem to have a
winner gets shrine.
35 seconds left. 8 on the shot clock. Hope down by 2. Worman streaking, double leaner, no. Offensive rebound try by Hovey, won by Calvin. Now Calvin, no shot clock. Inside to Ekageze.
Wow!
Ekageze! Reverse layup over Schoonveld.
Holy moly!
That is one of the best plays I've ever seen.
Mitchell has a timeout to burn here if he wants it.
And a Calvin foul. Hope down by 4. You got to give credit where credit is due. Ekageze going up and under Schoonveld with a trapeze play.
Unbelievable. I thought he was going to pull it out and try and rip some time off, but that's smart by him, being the free throw shooting that this has been. Don't make it free throws. Just take that.
Oh my goodness, foul by Bernardo, so Quillen's going to the line of the 101.
It probably doesn't matter. I mean, he's got 4, but got 17 seconds to play up 4. It's fine. I love them going down to Quillen there. Don't go for the 3. Just.
So how much? Let's say he knocks down both.
They have to set up in a press. Can he get his defense in there?
Right. Let's say Quillen hits both. How much do you wait before you maybe commit a foul? First one by Quillen is good. He'll get a chance for the bonus.
Does he want to sub, get Carlson in there defensively?
He's a good one.
Mims or?
Carlson comes off defensively a lot. Big free throw coming up. Still a 1-possession lead for Calvin. But
or do you want to just put Worman, Schoonveld, Hovey up there in a trap? I wonder. Let's see what they do. Needed that.
Shot off the mark. And they're going to foul right away. As Bernardo goes down hard.
That was a loud smack.
Calvin fans aren't liking that, but a hard foul by Hovey.
He wanted the flagrant, it looked like. I mean, that was a really loud smack for those of you at home. Ekageze is talking to the referee. It did not appear intentional at all.
No, he's just going. Here's the replay. I think Bernardo sold that a little bit as Schoonveld right away tried to help him up.
No catch-up packets in the pocket?
No. Now.
This isn't Grand Rapids Gold basketball.
80% free throw shooter. Calvin in the driver's seat up by 3. Big free throws right here. That's a big free throw. 2-possession lead for Calvin.
That's who you want at the free throw line.
That is a fact. Besides Ty Horkey, he's the best free throw shooter on the team. Horkey at 81%. 64-60.
He's just putting Ekegeze is just going to guard the inbound, looks like.
Off the mark. Schoonville inbounds. 12 seconds left. Warman goes up. Lost the handle. Kick out. Stolen. Calvin, 6 seconds left. Ekegeze with a foul. I checked that. Schoonville with a foul. And this might but seal it on the steal by Calvin. Wow.
Man, late when they needed it, Vernado and Ekegeze. Who else? That is exactly what I would expect from this Calvin team. Wow. And the "There's No Hope" chant starts here in DeVos from the Calvin faithful. A game, Mike, that, man, Warman just put that superhero cape on for the last 10 minutes, and it just wasn't enough.
He really did. The free throw's good. Both teams have had just 6 players score on both their sides as Hope wants a timeout.
Ekegeze, 37 minutes, Mike. 10 rebounds, 15 points. He was fantastic.
We knew Calvin had a two-headed monster in Ekegeze and Bernardo with 16 points for both of them. But Parker Schwartz, player of the game for Calvin with a career-high 19, and he was the X factor tonight in the 214th all-time
that was not
meeting.
on my bingo card. Schwartz with 19, but nonetheless, I mean, his points were massive on the bench, but outside of that, I mean, Vernado and Ekegeze are carrying this team. And it makes my basketball brain sad because I want to see those two with overlay. You know what I'm saying?
Well, careful what you wish for.
No
Yeah, they're a
kidding,
dynamite team. We'll see that soon enough next year. But you look back on this, we'll look at the numbers in the recap of this game when it's all over with. But Hope College relying on the three-point ball in the second half, maybe something that they shouldn't have leaned on. But part of it is because Calvin's defense was pretty clamped down. As Hope just 25 points in the second half.
I mean, you have to tip your cap to both these teams defensively. What they were able to do, unbelievable. And we knew it was going to come down in the last couple of possessions, just like it did. And Ekegeze just too good for 2 possessions.
That's why he's a second-team preseason All-American. Ekegeze with 10 rebounds, he got a double-double, 16 points, a couple steals. Free throws up. That one rims off with 3.1 seconds remaining, but it's going to be a moot point. If I was Calvin, I'd lay right off. They're showing full court pressure. Miller wants a baseball pass. That one tipped away, and that's going to do it. As Calvin will dribble it out. And like we said, no home court is safe in this rivalry as Calvin wins for just the 3rd time in 11 games against Hope. His coaches and players shake hands, and congratulations to the Calvin University Knights as they come away with a big win on the road and remain perfect in the MIAA season.
Hope's got to tip their cap. I mean, Vernado, Ekegeze, Schwartz carrying this team, and shout out to them. Fantastic job. Hope, it's time to lick their wounds because they got to go to work on Saturday at Shrine. You couldn't have a taller task.
Not a lot of rest time, but this one's going to sting a little bit. There's a lot to like about tonight's game, but a lot to work on for Hope College. You and I will get to the numbers when we take a timeout. We'll be back after this 2-minute break and break down the recap as Calvin wins 65-60 to improve to 10-6. They've won 9 straight. Hope College 4-game winning streak is history as they fall to 9-7. Matt and I'll be right back on the Hope Sports Network.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope.
with Matt Wayner, Mike Coleman, courtside here on this Wednesday night. A lot of disappointed Hope College fans as we had almost 3,000 in attendance tonight, but Calvin showed up tonight and the team showed up tonight in fans and performances. They deservedly win this game 65-60 in a tough matchup.
Absolutely, and Mike, I mean, to me, it's coming down to those last couple possessions down the stretch in a game where, I mean, it felt like a prize fight game, like time in, time out. We were saying before the game, would it end up being 65-60, 125 point total? We were thinking it was going to be around somewhere around that mark, and in a game where it felt like, I mean, it was the main players that affected this game. If it was Werman on Hope's side as well as Ekageze, Vernado, I'm most interested to see how both these teams are going to adjust, because they're two teams that, I mean, now Hope's got Trine. I mean, they're going to have the heart of their MIAA schedule. Calvin, too, is going to have to face Trine again. They're going to have to face Hope again. And I think both these teams, I mean, they got some work to do in terms of what they need to improve offensively, but defensively, I don't think you could ask more.
No, if you take anything away from this game, Greg Mitchell and the coaching staff's got to be pleased. You hold Calvin, who averages 74 a game, to 45% shooting. Not bad for Calvin, right around their season average, but 65 points against a very potent team will normally win you some games. But my goodness, Hope College couldn't get the three ball down, and they relied on it in the second half, and it did not bear fruit in that second 20 for Hope.
No, Hope just 5 of 22 on the game, 22%. Calvin not a ton better, 6 of 19. Obviously with the help of Schwartz hitting a couple there. The first half, Calvin 45% from the field, Hope just 39%. Both teams 55% from free throw line.
I know, I looked at Hope's numbers, 7 of 13 from the free throw line. Might have been a difference and maybe close the gap, but could have been different too if Calvin hit their free throws, but something for both teams to work on. Individually, we talked about Calvin shooting 45%, just 32% from deep, but Parker Schwartz out of Grand Rapids Northview, career high 19. He was phenomenal tonight, and Ekageze and Bernardo was 16, right around their season averages. They did big time in the second half. They picked up their game, and Calvin relied on them. They were just solid, and you knew you were going to get those games out of those two veterans.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm really interested to see back in Van Ord Arena what this is going to look like in a couple of weeks. You said 11 days between these two games, and I think Hope, one thing that's been about them, and ever since they've been with Coach Mitchell, you know, for the last 9 years, that defense keeps getting better and better, and they finally find those pieces that start to come in off the bench that are able to hit shots. I loved Mims' production. I loved Werman's production, but I mean, you'd like to see a little bit more bench production from them, I think, down the stretch.
And that was won by Calvin tonight, 21-4, due in part by Parker Schwartz, 19 points. But to your point, Matt, you're right. Typical for Mitchell, his teams really get dialed in defensively the second half of the season. For a team that has been inconsistent shooting, whether it's field goals or three-point, like we told you, if Hope shoots under 40%, it doesn't bode well for them. They shot 39.3, which is a minute fraction, but they lost the game tonight. They've got to shoot better against good teams, which is easier said than done.
Absolutely, and I think that's about all we've written here on Wednesday. We have been here long enough, Mike. I've had enough time spent with you here for another 10 days.
Double header. Well, congratulations. I know. Good thing I can go home to my much better half. But congratulations to the women that won tonight over Adrian. Congratulations to Brian Morehouse and company as part of our broadcast doubleheader, if you saw that. And I want to thank our hardworking crew working the game tonight. Enjoyed the graphics, love the highlights, and I hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. We had a lot of people streaming in, which we are grateful for. And once again, our final score, 65-60. Matt Wayner, you're on the call this Saturday.
I'll be here this Saturday. That's the Hope women's team. I believe that's Olivet at home. And the men will be at Trine, of course. So you want to see those two matchups, 3 p.m. here at DeVos for that women's game. Can't wait for that one. And until then, until next time, Mike, great time with you.
Yeah, good stuff. Before we go, Calvin fans still checking in. They're at home against Alma this Saturday. For Matt Wayner, I'm Mike Coleman saying so long. Congratulations to Calvin, the first game of 2 in the Rivalry 2025. Have a good time, everyone. Thanks, everybody.